Today, let's take a deeper look at CREPE Coin and what's currently happening in the market. If you have been following my previous analysis, you'll remember that I mentioned the market was showing clear bearish movement and we had a trend line that had been respected multiple times. Now, in that previous setup, as this is my third analysis on CREPE, you can check the previous one. I will leave the link below. In our previous analysis, I mentioned that we had a strong support level around a key zone, and that's exactly what we were waiting for. The plan was simple. If the market came back to that zone and respected it by giving us a bullish candlestick confirmation, we would look for a buy setup from that level to the upside. Now let's see what actually happened. The market indeed came back to that support level and gave us some bullish momentum, but it wasn't that strong. The candle showed some buying pressure, but not enough to confirm a full bullish reversal. That was the first sign that buyers were still weak in this area. Soon after that, the market respected the level once again, but this time, instead of pushing up, it broke below the support. That move changed the entire structure, because when a support level is broken, it usually turns into a resistance zone. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. That previous support level has now flipped into a potential resistance. So what does this mean for us moving forward? Here's the plan. Right now, the overall market structure of CREPE Coin is in a downtrend direction. The sellers are clearly in control, and we're just waiting for the market to come back and retest that resistance level around 0.000044. If the market comes to that zone and gives us a clear bearish candlestick confirmation, something like a bearish engulfing or a pin bar rejecting the zone, then that will be our signal to look for a sell setup from that level to the downside. However, if the price doesn't respect that level and instead breaks above it strongly, then that means buyers might be trying to take control. In that case, we'll wait for a retest back to the same zone, around 0.000044. And if we see a bullish candlestick confirmation, then we can look for a buy setup from there to the upside. Now, here's my advice. Don't rush into any trade without confirmation. The market is currently reacting sharply to both sides, and without a clear signal, you could easily get trapped. So always wait for the market to tell you what it wants to do before you act. Confirmation is key to avoid unnecessary losses. In summary, the overall structure of CREPE Coin is currently bearish. The support level around 0.000044 has now turned into a resistance level. If the market respects it and gives a bearish confirmation, we'll look for a sell setup. But if the market breaks and retests that level, we'll look for a buy setup to the upside. Above all, patience and confirmation should guide your decision. So what do you think? Will sellers continue to dominate CREPE Coin, or will buyers finally take control and flip the structure bullish? Let me know what you think in the comments. That's it for CREPE Coin, and I will catch you in the next video.